We've often heard the saying that your business money is not your money, right? But how do you do it when all you've got is the business and all your income comes from the business and you have to take care of yourself and your basic needs? Stay with me as we explore three ways that we can save money from our fashion business to take care of our basic needs and still maintain money to grow the business. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Justice. On this channel, we sit and talk fashion tips, fashion business tips, sewing tips, fashion lifestyle, and many more. Please consider subscribing and watch my video to the end to get the best part of it. So here are three ways or three methods you can use to save money from your fashion business to grow it and still take care of your basic needs. Okay, so this video assumes that you're already making money from your tailoring business or your fashion business, no matter how small it is. Of course, you're not going to wait until you make all the money before you begin to save. As you make, you save for the future. Okay, so in this method, we're going to begin with the first one, which I will call the percentage method. Okay, so in this percentage method, we're going to take it one client at a time. For each of the clients you get, you're going to save something out of it, or one client. So let's assume that you charged 30,000 naira to make a dress for a client. Now, in this 30,000 naira, you have your expenses. So, as you collect this money, you're going to mark out all the direct expenses that you're going to make. So, let's say you're going to be buying a zipper, you're going to buy stay, you're going to buy lining, you're going to buy thread, and all of that, which are going directly to the dress. You're going to set this money aside. So let's still assume that you're going to be setting aside 7,000 naira to take care of all the expenses that you're going to, the direct expenses that you're going to use to make this dress. So 30,000 minus 7,000 naira, we have 23,000 naira left. So in this 23,000 naira, we're going to be dividing it into three. Okay, we're going to divide it into three courses or into three banks, just assuming, even though it might not be necessary to have three different accounts, but we're going to divide it into three. Now, this into three, we're going to have it in percentage, maybe 30%, 30%, 40%. Okay, now what are we going to be dividing into? Now, the first 30% of the money is going to be your personal needs. You're going to eat before the business can grow. If you don't eat, you won't work and the business collapses. So you have to take care of yourself first. This is for those who do not have any other source of income aside the business. So you're setting 30% aside for your personal use, for feeding, for whatever, for clothing, whatever it is that you're going to be using it for, especially for feeding. That 30% is for you and you alone. Then we have another 30%. Remember that apart from the direct expenses that you have into the dress, you also have other expenses which are not direct. Something like your rent, the NEPA bill or light bills, machine maintenance, and all of that, other expenses which are also into the dress but are not direct. You're keeping 30% for it. Then the remaining 40% is for savings for the growth of the business. The growth of the business here, you can use it to buy machinery, you can use it to buy equipment. Machinery and equipment are just the same, or go for upgrade. These are things that make the business to grow. Remember, we're taking it to one client at a time. Okay, this is just for one client. So for each of the clients that you have, you're going to be setting this aside 30, 30, 40. So for any money that comes into your pockets, you already know that you're going to be keeping 40% aside, which you're not going to touch. You have 30% to your need, to whatever you want to use it for, and you have another 30% for expenses that you're going to incur as you run the business on a daily basis or weekly or monthly basis. Okay, so this in with this method, you're not going to lack a penny in your bank account for the business, and you're not going to lack money for your personal need. Remember, I said this is for someone who is already making money from his or her tailoring business, no matter how small it is. So I believe this is helpful. We go over to the second method. Now, the difference between the first method and the second method, which I'm about to talk about, is that we're not going to be using per client method. Okay, we're not going to be doing it one client at a time. In this case, now we're going to choose either weekly or monthly to save whatever we have. Now, the weekly or monthly method is that for all the work that you've done for the week or for the month, you're not going to touch the money except the money you're going to be using to buy the direct materials for any of the dresses or clothes that you'll be making. So once you receive an income from anyone for the whole of the week or the whole of the month, you remove the money for the direct expenses. Of course, you're not going to use all the money to yourself. You're going to make the dress to come out beautiful, to deliver value. So once you bring out the money for the direct expenses, whatever it is that is left, you're going to keep it aside. You're not going to touch it. Okay, you're just going to keep it aside. Now, we want to assume that you already have something that will keep you going for the week or for the month. So you will not be tempted to touch this money. So at the end of the week or at the end of the month, depending on what you're capable of or how long you're capable of keeping it, you're not going to also divide this money into the PFB. PFB. See how I'm changing this name, okay? PFB, that is personal, fixed, and business growth. Okay, your personal need, the fixed, it could be overhead costs. Okay, the overhead costs sometimes may not be fixed, your light bills may not be fixed, but definitely they are fixed because you're still going to pay for it no matter the amount. You're going to pay for it. Your machine can get spoiled, so you're still going to pay for it no matter how long it takes. Okay, your rent is definitely going to expire and you're going to pay for it. So those things are fixed, but the amounts to be spent on them are not fixed. Okay, so that's why I call them fixed um, expenses. And then we have for the business growth, so I named it PFB. Okay, so at the end of the week or at the end of the month, you have to divide this money also into the percentage of 30, 30, 40, and you distribute them accordingly. All right, so this method, it depends between the first and the second. You have to choose which one works best or which is going to be better for you. Now we're going to have the third method. Now for this third method, it all depends. You run your business and you know the method that you use to run your business. Sometimes you receive cash, sometimes you receive bank transfers. Okay, so if your business is both ways, receiving cash and having bank transfers, you can do it in such a way that for all the money that goes into the bank account, a designated bank account, there is nothing in this world except it's an emergency that life is at stake that you have to go there to withdraw money. And all the money that you have coming in cash, you're going to use it for your personal needs and for the running of the business. So all you have to do is to make sure that at every point in time you give a client your account number to send money into your account, especially money you know that you're not going to make any refund. So whatever it is that enters into that account on no account, did you get that? Whatever that enters into that account, on no account should you ever try to withdraw it, except it's for the growth of the business. Now, whatever money you have at hand, you can use it to for the daily running of your business, for your personal use. You still have to monitor the way you use it so that it balances at different ways or different at different intervals. Okay. So with these methods, especially number one, number two, number three depends, but I still use that method. Whatever that enters into that account, glory be to God. I don't know when it's coming out. Okay, so we can use this method to run our business and have something to save, have something to ourselves, so that you don't look like what I ordered versus what I got. in the process of running the business. We need to stay alive to see the business grow, right? And we need to also grow the business to see the benefit of what we've been working. So both ways needs to be balanced. But if you have any other source of income, you have support, your growth is just going to be as fast as possible, so long as you have the income coming in. So let me know in the comment section which of these three methods you're going to embark on, you're going to be trying, or which other methods have you been using to save money, so that I too can learn from you and every other person can learn from you. All right, so thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.